Hey, welcome to Clark's Place. Today I'm gonna start tearing into a motor that I just bought. It's supposedly a 390, but as you can see, it's got a smog pump and cylinder on it, and kind of what's left of the tubes that go. Not sure. We're going to tear into it. I know it's got the 1U crank, things like that. It's an air-conditioned car, so some of this stuff is not spinning. That's not very good. See, that that's been on there a long time, but that works. This pump doesn't spin. But anyway, I bought it for all the air conditioning parts. I just went ahead and bought the whole motor because I thought, who knows what I might need for the Torino. But we'll see. I mean, it looks like, I don't think it has the Cobra Jet exhaust manifolds, so it may not have Cobra heads, and it may just be a 390, maybe from California or something that had the smog put on it. So I'm gonna put it on time lapse and start tearing it apart. Okay, she's pretty well torn down. Still get that hose off, probably get that air conditioner off of there, and I guess the power steering pump. I'm not sure what's holding the power steering pump on. Thought I had the 3 bolts here. Oh, that bracket's ready to come off. So, but yeah, they got a lot of strange brackets. This one I know is the idler. That one really wraps around. There's another one there. There's the old smog pump. Some of the power steering stuff. Everything was so hard to get off. They all broke loose, so I'm getting her down. I'll get the valve covers off. I'm gonna get the lift over here and lift it up and try to get it on an engine stand, or at least try to get the torque converter off the back, and see if I can bolt it up. But I'm just not sure. I think I can see down in there. I think there's a C scratched in it, but could be somebody's weld job where they just, you know, put a welded C on it, and all this is a 390, which that could be what it is. So we'll go from there. There'll be more as I get more of it torn down. Okay, I got most of the pulleys here off the front. I still have to cut this, pry this. It'll probably come off, and then I'll have to slice it. The distributor is, got everything off of it, but it's rusted. I'm thinking I may have to go in through here. I've just been cleaning all these bolts off. There's so much crud around them. Hard to believe. So I think I've got them just about done. I'll take this timing chain cover off. And I got this one soaking for this tube. Try to get it off. I've got that end off over here. just cut it. Still a lot of other ones to clean up to try to get this apart. I'm afraid that a bunch of these, if I'm not careful, will just bust off. I'll twist them off of there because there's so much rust. I don't know if I'll have luck getting that off of there, but I don't know the alternative either. We'll see how it goes. I will. Don't think I've ever messed with one this corroded, and hopefully all the grease and oil on it has kept the threads relatively oiled, so they'll come off. We'll see. I've got some Marvel Mystery Oil. I've used it a lot of times. This is old, to put around on things. That's what I put here. So I will continue on. I'll probably never get that front off. I'll have to put some oil down there and try to get the big pulley off of there. So we will see. And I got the thing about ready. Put the legs down so I can lift up and get the torque converter off the back so I can see what the back looks like. But you got the remnants of the smog control tubes, which I know a lot of them have plugs in here, but these have had all of them on there, and they're all laying down here, all the parts. I haven't thrown away much of it, but most of it is going to be junk. I mean, the alternator doesn't spin. Fuel pump won't be any good, I'm sure. I don't know about the air conditioner. We'll see about that too. But still just working on it. I might go ahead and lift it up and take that torque converter off the back, put my engine stand together and put it on there. I was hoping to take the heads and the intake off before I put it on the engine stand, so it's not so daggone heavy. So you can see it's a mess, but that's what you get when you get an old motor. So I'll keep working and do an update. So what are we doing today?
Dirty work.
We were doing some more of this supposedly 428 Cobra Jet motor. It took us forever to get we couldn't even get the exhaust manifolds off.
Yeah,
they're all corroded so bad.
Came off with the heads.
The heads. This we can't get off because this is stuck.
Those are pretty.
Yeah, they are.
Pretty disgusting.
I mean, it looks like something you wouldn't want to ever touch. Yeah, the pistons, all that's bad.
Well, 428 Super Cobra Jet Black, right?
Not Super Cobra Jet. Probably just a Cobra Jet.
Oh, is it? Okay.
It's got the C in the back scratched. All the numbers are just, let's see, April of 1970. And the tag, the engine tag that was on the distributor has 428 O or AG, I think. G, I think I was reading, stands for air conditioner, which had all the air conditioning stuff and brackets on the front. I don't know yet until we find the partial VIN, which is back here someplace. It's so grimy, and see if it will even tell us what car it came on, whether it's a Mercury or a Ford. But it
pretty
is
crazy intake.
nasty.
But the intake is half the head,
It is
or
really.
a quarter of the head.
Yep. The bolt
I was thinking I was going to pry off here around the head, and Dad's like, no, it's down in the head.
Yep.
Weird.
So we used
probably 80 pounds worth of.
We used some Freol, and then what is that? Deep creep.
Some deep creeper. You already broke off one bolt on the exhaust manifold, so you're going to let those creep some more.
Yeah, and we've got all these to take off. Here's where the tubes were, because it did have the smog pump, smog bracket, had all that stuff on it.
Yep.
But
oh, you got that smog thing off? Okay, yeah, cool.
Yeah, I got all that. Yeah, I got this smog tube off. Smog tube. Yeah, it was sitting here.
Yep.
So
Oh, so that's part of it too, huh?
Used to be blue.
Cool.
Those aren't cheap. None of the stuff for 428 is cheap anymore. So we'll see. I mean, it's bad shape.
So do you know yet, is this going in that?
It may. If it's a good block, it's not cracked, and if it can be honed
So still
out.
have to do that, tear it the rest of the way apart, get
20,
crank out,
30,
get
40.
pistons out, and then send the block to have it honed and, or not honed,
Have
but
it X-ray
magna flowed.
flowed flux.
What do you call that, Doug?
Flux capacitor to it.
Magna what? On a, you have your block magna what?
Magna flow?
No,
Sauce?
I think it's tested. It's like,
See if it's cracked.
When you... Yeah.
X-ray.
I'll put the word up in the video right here.
I don't know what it is.
Okay, so have it magna tested.
But you can see this is not moving. So down
That's where it's
inside the
stuck, 'cause-
gears are probably corroded, and so you can't take the intake off because it wraps around that.
Yeah.
So I haven't looked. I'm sure there's a number on this. This is probably 1970 428 as well. Points. This doesn't move. Now that's
Can you
trash.
spray that down in there? Can you spray
No.
the creeper down in there?
No, there's nothing.
Oh,
Oh,
it's geared to the cam, which is... If it's locked up, it's not going to spin.
we'll see if that goes down. Oh, it went way down there. We'll see.
Okay.
But the water pump, stuff like every date code, everything matches for March. I think the engine
So you're gonna
is,
sell all the date coded 70
if I don't use
Cobra
the
Jet
block's no good.
428, and then you're gonna build the block with aluminum heads and
Oh, I'll probably
aluminum
put aluminum
intake
and make it a nice, powerful Cobra Jet,
cool.
and put it in the Torino. I mean, it's got a 390 GT 4-barrel motor in it, but this pretty much the same, except if this has the W inside, the reinforced jackets and stuff in there, or vanes, then this would be a better block than the 390.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
We'll see. It's a lot
We'll
of
see.
work.
We'll find some numbers later.
Yep. Okay, what I'm going to try to do is this intake manifold will not come off because the distributor will not come up out of there. I think it's all frozen up down in there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get me a box out here, cardboard, take the heads off with the manifolds on them, and get those out of the way, and then I'm going to tip that back, roll it up on the top since this isn't any good anyway. Probably pitch it, but this, it's just will not come up out of there. We've been beating on it, prying on it. So flip it over. I've already drained the oil out of it. Take all the pan bolts off, and then take all the collars off, all the pistons, the bolts, and hopefully I can maybe see the bottom of that, maybe not. And then I might even punch out the pistons. As you can see, they are in bad shape, which hopefully somebody put a bunch of oil down in them, so they may not be as bad as they look, but it won't turn over, not even with the heaviest breaker bar I've got. I cannot get this off because they got two more bolts up there. You can't get to them because you can't turn it around to take the torque converter bolts off. So once I get it upside down, I can take that off, pull the whole crankshaft out, and then I can get to the other bolts and get the flywheel off of there. And that'll have to be turned and probably gone through anyway. So that's what I'm going to do. I will maybe put it on time lapse, and you can see it fall over and crush my hand or something. Hopefully not. Okay, I've got almost all of the piston bolts from the rods off. There's a couple I can't really get to, and I got one of the journals up. It looks really good. Looks really good in there as far as the crank goes. So a little bit of corrosion there, but not bad. The hardest part is going to be beating the the things out. I might try to see if I can turn it over, but I'm going to get a long pole rod and try to knock some of these pistons out, because they should be plenty oiled up. It's just, it is a mess, but I don't see any damage in there. It looks like it's got the reinforced walls, so I think that kind of shows it's more than likely it's a 428, like I thought. If I can get these pistons out, not sure, get a big solid rod, beat them out. The pistons aren't any good, and I'm not keeping the pistons, of course, or really any of the rods, bolts, or anything, probably. But I'll keep them just for now. But just the crank's all I need. But I don't want to take a chance of scratching one of the journals on the crank. So trying to be careful, get it knocked out of there. And I might be able to twist, probably not though, but the crank or the flywheel in the back, since it's still, I got the torque converter on it. That's the thing I got to get off of there too. So we'll see what I can do and go from there. So I'll come back on once I get a little more progress. So bye for now. Okay, I got the intake off finally, and I get it over there on the floor. I got to clean my mess up. What I tried to do, which is, I ended up stepping on it, but I cut quite a long ways on it, and it just wasn't going to come. The whole thing was loose as it could be in there, but I had to get my plasma cutter out and torch through it. Still got to get the shaft out. First got to get all the hydraulic lifters out of there. I've soaked it all. I've taken a little belt sander, a little thin one, gone around the edge just to make sure there's no, which you can, it's really, I might take a screwdriver to that one. I don't know, it's looking like worse and worse of saving this, getting these pistons out. They don't want to budge, but we'll see. Hopefully the rings aren't fused to the block, but we'll find out. At least I got the top off, and now I've got to hook a little chain up to it to lift it back up, because I cannot lift that block. There's no way. And of course, oil pan's off, oil pump, which I'll probably throw all that away. I know you can rebuild them, but I don't know that I will. We'll see. I'll keep all the parts that are good for now, so I'll probably just go with fresh. That all the what do they call those? The lifters, I guess, or tappets. And usually these are all rusted out. But those, of course, the lifters and what is that, lifter rods. I never remember the real names for them. But there's only a couple bolts I couldn't get to. But all I got to do is get the pistons that are loose out, and then I can worry about those. Okay, today I'm beating on the 428. As you can see, I got most everything off of it. Got the intake. I've got most of the rod, wrist pins, or whatever you want to call them, off. There's some that are down below. I can't get to that one there. I can probably get to that one, but I can't. You know, I got to get the pistons out where I can take this off to get this off, and it's close. I think there's just one bolt holding it, but I've been spraying with the deep creep and a Freol, which I know there's 100 other brands, and hopefully they're all close. But anyway, I've beat maybe the number 8. You can see it's popped out, so I should be able to tap it the rest of the way out. And I just was told by a guy that did this before, when it's this stuck, squirt every other day, beat on it. I got a big rod I can put down in there and beat on it, try to tap the piston out. I'm not saving the pistons. I'm not saving the rods or anything like that. I mean, I'm not beating on them, but I mean, if they're good, I might, because they're probably Cobra Jet. But get them all out of there and then take it to the machine shop, and hopefully them not tell me, oh, it's all cracked, it's no good. But hopefully it will be good. They can you know, hone it out so many over. I hope that it's you know, not been bored already. It looks like it's been sitting forever, so I don't know, but maybe one might need a sleeve, so we'll see. I'm gonna do some more beating on it, see if I can get another one freed up. So hey, welcome to Clark's Place. Working on the 69 Torino, the 428 motor that I'm building to put in it. Got it back from the shop. Everything's been honed, cleaned. I think they had to put 2 sleeves in it. And what we have is these ARP bolts, which these are so nice. It's for 428, of course. And here are the standard bolts that you use for all your saddles.
OE.
Oh, yeah. But got the ARP, and what you've got is these go on, and there is a Allen screw at the top, or at the top, a hole. These go down and they stop.
You're just running them down till they're...
I run them down until they're all seated good, and they stop. I think it's the last one. I think that one's done. Yeah. So all those are done now.
Cool. Is there a torque that these go torque to, or do you just seat them and then... I think that this fine thread,
yes,
with the ARP makes it to where you can get precise torque specification.
You can see the difference. There's the heavy thread that goes into the block.
Yep.
But ARP makes the fine thread with a washer, a lock washer,
cap,
and these fine caps.
It's fine, yeah.
So a lot stronger. You get a lot better torque even. So I'm gonna pop these off. I got my crank down here, and I just got my bearings, brand new. There's all the bearings that go on it.
Yep, cool.
And I got all my bearings.
So what did you do? You ordered one bearing? Is that what you said the other day?
Yeah, I ordered bearings. I thought it was a kit. And along with these, I got one box of rod bear. It's like, are you kidding me? So I had to go back in and order 7 more.
Oh, that's funny.
And then I got the full gasket set from Holly or Mala.
Is Molly a good brand?
Oh yeah, it's good.
I don't know.
And then of course you got your assembly lube, which I'll lube.
You probably should have lubed these.
Oh, you can put the lock thing in there, but I want to be able to take them out if I have to.
Yeah.
So, gonna do that, clean it up a little more. And
cool, I love it.
That's gonna be it.
Coming together. Paint it now before you put aluminum heads on. You're not gonna paint aluminum heads.
No.
So paint it now.
We numbered because these are gonna come off just in case we get them.
1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5.
And I think there is a 1 on that one and a 2. You can't see anything there.
I didn't see those. That's why I just threw a marker on them.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to pop these because they're not coming out really. There we go. Oh, I guess all you gotta do is push on that and pull. There you go.
I see. Okay.
And pop up. Yeah. So that's what you got. I'll clean all this up, wipe it all down, wipe this because they still got machine trucks.
I see. Yeah.
And then you use your lube, put them in there. Well, you'll have all these out. You drop your crank in, which I'll clean all the journals up on it first. So I may get that done today and get that in.
Cool.
Maybe shove the
cam
in. Yeah, it's sitting there.
Cam bearings in?
Yeah,
So?
they put those in when they do the motor. They put all freeze plugs in, and they put cam bearings because I think those have to be pushed in.
Looks like they use the Indian head stuff too.
Yeah,
It's that goopy stuff.
and that's up in Jacksonville with precision crank.
Precision crankshaft.
Yeah, they're really good.
Here in Jacksonville. They've done what? 3 or 4 motors for us?
Yeah, they did your 440.
No, I had the
They did
the
my
company
440
I shall
motor,
not name.
this 428, and I think they did the 428 that went in the Mustang, the Shelby tribute.
Did they?
So that's our 3rd one. And
I know we've done 3 or 4. So
And I think that's who Joe used to use.
cool.
Okay, that's just the first of probably many on building this motor. We got all the new parts here to go on, so
Cool.
that's it.
Bye bye for now.
Bye-bye for now. Hey, welcome back to the 428 engine build for the Torino that I'm going to build. What I've done, and I know there's a lot of videos on how to rebuild a big block FE 390 428. Well, I just got done. I watched one of the videos online to make sure I got these back side gaskets, whatever you want, seals. Then you could drive a nail. I wasn't sure if it was on the outside or the seal on the inside, which it was the inside. And then, of course, putting in the ARP studs, and then a washer and your bolts. And I've torqued these to 105. I'm pretty sure it might be 110, so I might bump it up 5 more pounds. And I'm using it's a nice one. I mean, it's a nice torque wrench. You dial it all up. I don't really see the name on there, but anyway, I've taped all this stuff off and painted the blue, Ford blue on it, just so that looks nice. All my gaskets had the serial or the date code there, which I think it's 0D. I think it's one of the last ones made. I can't notice. 0D7. So that's like April 7th of 1970. And these are pretty well torqued. Spins nice and easy. by hand. There's no play either, go back and forth at all. And I have to clean all my surfaces. See, got a little paint there. But this part's done. I'm gonna let the paint cure. And then I'm going to start on, I've got my pistons. These are pistons that I've had for a while. They are 428 pistons, and they are 030, 30 over. And I hung on to them because that's just what I need here. And that's 30 over. I mean, that's nice and tight in there. So it's like, there's like really any play. But the whole thing's been done 30 over. And of course they've got all the connectors there. And then I had 428 rods. I've had these for a while. These are the, well, I can't even see it unless I have my glasses on here, but these are the C7 AE-B rods. Still got a bearing in it. Anyway, I got all my bearings came, all my piston rings, they came, and my seal gasket from the Molly, however you pronounce that. Yeah, this was the ARP bolts, which I highly recommend. These are nice. And then there's the, I've already used the main bearing. Then here's all the Cleveite, the rod bearings, which those should be, yeah, the rod bearings are 20 over, and the main bearings, they were 10 over. So, and then the rings, guess there's these. Somewhere on there it should probably say 30 in the part number, but I don't see it. Anyway, these I ordered online, so it's all the rings. And we'll see how those match up. But that's ready to go. And then of course I've got all this down here. I've got my comp cam, it's a thumper, and lifters. And then I've got an oil pump, fuel pump, my dampener, and there's another bolt set, ARP. These are the 390 and 428. Oh, the head bolts. So there's all my other parts. Start putting this together. And then I also have over there in the box the March Performance serpentine kit to go on the front of the motor. And Christopher just got his March set over there. It's on the floor for his charger back there. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. I'll have some more as I put all this together and torque it all down. Like I say, there's a lot of videos out there that have 428, 390, your big block stuff. I got a book coming. I thought I had a book for it, which I want to follow the instructions sequence just to make sure, you know, I don't have to go back because I forget something. I think I'm smarter than the book, that I've done this before. So I want to go by the book and make sure I do all the steps right. And I didn't have a book. I looked everywhere and I couldn't find it. I've got one for the 440 Mopar, but anyway, it's coming. I ordered it online. It'll probably be here a day or two. So I'll pick up again. This will be nice and dry and go from there. I've still got to order. I'm probably going to go with Adelbrock aluminum heads and intake, the Performer. So it's all together. The head's already done, ready to just bolt on. Have all the lifters and all that stuff in it. And go from there. I think it'll be a lot easier. I'm not racing it. It's just going to be my car to drive and go to shows. So I think that'll work out just fine. Okay, this is like the next day. on doing the motor. This has been, all the bearings, everything has been installed, and as you can see, it spins quite easily. Everything's been torqued. These are the ARP bolts, so I believe it's 110, but you do like 50, 75, 90, you know, whatever. You do it in increments, and you do it according to, I believe it was here, 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 and then the center, as far as the torquing sequence. Those are all in. I've got the cam bearings lubed. I'm going to put the cam in here soon, but I just got the rings for the pistons, and I just came over here to get the pistons. Yeah, here they are. So I'm going to go back and start putting the rings on the pistons. It's not that difficult. It's just you have to follow the right grooves. I've got the sealed power rings. It's made up, of course, there's the top groove, which there's the top groove. There's all the locking for the wrist pins. And then the number 2 ring, and the third one, which is the oil. It's made up of basically 3 parts. It looks like a spring that goes in the bottom groove here, and 2 of the smaller thin ones on each side of it. That one goes on last. I'll probably go ahead and wipe these all down, clean them up. They've been in this box a long time. So I'll clean these up, probably clean the rods up as well. And I'll start with the top one. And I'm looking at them, you got to be careful. Sometimes they have a dot that they want you to have on top. These don't have that. They're pretty just squared off, so I don't think it matters. You have to start them in and then wind around. Sorry, that compressor was making a lot of noise. They show you to wind one way and then wind the other way as far as the way you start it. Of course, with the dots on it. Pretty straightforward, but there's the ones with all the rings that have the dots on them. But these do not. I don't know if it's just because they're sealed power, but at any rate, they're ready to go. And I know that these wrist pins are really tight, so I want to clean all this up and, you know, grease this down really well. It still looks pretty good. Like I said, they've been in this box for probably 10 years because I've been saving these to use on a Cobra jet. And I think you can read that. Oh, I'm upside down. Anyway, I've got, these are 30 over, and they're marked .030, and that's what these are. They say 30. So I already took this over, put it in the actual cylinder, in the cylinder in the motor, and of course it shrinks this gap down. It brings it down to just about right there. If it was going to take it all the way closed, sometimes you've got to file the edge off just a little because you don't want them too tight. It's like a seal, and there is just a little gap. So anyway, I will stop this and do some cleaning up first and then go from there. Hey, today I'm going to start working on some of the spring locks on the wrist pin in the pistons. I have here, I got the book. Finally got the Ford big block engines, which include the 428 Cobra Jet. So I'm up here looking at different things. I kind of cleaned the pistons up. These are 030, which are 30 over, which that's what my engine is over there. And the wrist pins here, they've got oil on them, break-in oil. I'll pull those out. I want to put the lock on one end, and then I'll feed the pistons or the rods through, which you can see the rods have all the old bearings in them. I'll take those all out, clean the surface in there, and make new bearings. Not yet. I'm probably gonna leave those in until I'm ready to put them in the motor, so I don't get anything messed up. And then I'm gonna put all the rings on here, which I have my box of rings. They're all sealed power. There they are. Number for them. And there, you can say 30 over on my rings. And then I bought these. They're from Manly, and they are the spiral locks. And these are the spiral locks. They're a complete, I don't know, couple loops around. I'm using these instead of, where'd they go? There they go. Instead of these locks, which I know everybody has seen these. All they are is they're like a C, and they got the two, there you go. They got the two little holes, and you use the tool. It pinches and pulls it apart or pulls it together. Well, both of our tools were junk, and I really like these. I used these on a 440 for the Daytona, and they did real well. So I bought enough to do a couple of them. They're about $1 or so a piece. You get them like that. If you try to buy them individually, they want $3, $4, $5 a piece. So I'm just kind of reading through this book up to a point where you start assembling all this to make sure I'm not leaving out a step that I regret and have to back up. So I'm already through all this part before I even bought the book, but this is about pulling your cam out with a cam bearing puller, and then putting the cam back in, which I've got my cam over there, new bearings in. So I'm getting up here to doing my pistons here in a minute. I've already got my mains in. I guess I can skip a lot of this, but I'm going to go through that. These are factory, I believe they're C7 there it is. They're regular, I think, Cobra Jet well, that says C5 AE. Most of these are not. I didn't think they were anyway. Yeah, C7 AE-B. So this is, might be an oddball. I don't know. But anyway, I'll look them all over. It seemed like all of them said C7. And they are also numbered on the bottom. This one is a big, you can read it a 4. So these will go in their respective cylinder wall openings, because of course they're numbered back and forth. And don't know if that makes a difference, but it probably does. So I got my new bearings. These are ready to go. Kind of, like I say, kind of cleaned them up. I'm going to go ahead and get my locks in one end of it, so I can at least slide it out the other side, and then clean my rods up, put those in, have all those set up, then put the rings on, put them back in the box, and I'll be ready to take the the compression tool and knock them down into the cylinders walls or openings and put those on my crank. I want to also, before I block all the holes, I'm going to, so I can get my fingers in there down the cylinder walls and kind of help guide the cam through so it doesn't nick up or bang into any of the new bearings that have been put in. So that'll be the first thing. And after that, I'm getting ready to order the heads. I'm going to get some, I think it's Speedmaster or Stripmaster, I can't remember. But they're aluminum heads, all ready to go, roller rockers and intake. And that's what I think I'm going to put on it. I'm not going to race the car, except what I want to do going down the road as far as you know, getting on it just to feel what the power is. But nothing off of a drag strip or anything like that. So I'm only doing this today because I can't work on the Charger right now or on the Daytona. I need to bring the convertible down off the lift and cover it, because to do sanding on the Daytona, it'll create a whole bunch of dust, and Doug won't like that, I'm sure. To have to clean his car all off. Probably won't hurt it, just blow it off, but the next time he's over here working, we'll cover his up when we take it up. That way I can finish all my sanding. I'm thinking within a week or two I will be ready to seal and paint the Daytona. So I'll probably get set up here, maybe put it on time lapse. I know it's probably boring just to watch somebody tear the stuff down and put all the stuff in, but at least it'll be a good record for me and for those wanting to watch putting the motor together, a 428. So especially when I do the March Performance, the front serpentine system, I want to try to document that as live as we can and without time lapse, just to show how it all goes together, because we've got a 440, actually two 440 motors to do it to, and really two 390 motors. Well, the 390 without air, and then the 428, which is pretty much the same kit with air conditioning. So there's different pulleys on that. So all right, hopefully I'll get it going here on time lapse, and you can see how fast I put these rings and stuff on. Okay, I just finished one. You can see it's on there. Lots of movement. These spring locks, you have to pull them out a little bit, and you put them in there and you start them around until they snap in, and that way there's like two thicknesses all the way around. And I use this little screwdriver. The trick is to get a bunch of it down in there first and then start pushing along with your screwdriver. Some guys, big old thick fingernails, they can get it around, but I'm not blessed with the hardest fingernails. So I've got all these springs ready. I just did the first one, and I'm gonna set this aside. I'll worry about which cylinder they go in after I get them all on there, and then after I get these done, I'm going to put all the rings on. So I don't need to time lapse all this. I did a little bit, and it took me forever just to get the first one in, until you kind of end up getting the knack of how they go on there. And it's not super easy, but once you get the groove of it, it's not too bad. So I'll push these back out. I already took, and these were fine, the wrist pins, but inside here I had to use some emery, and it had a little, not corrosion, but I guess this aluminum or pot metal, whatever it's made out of, had a little bit of, I don't know, dirt corrosion on it, and had to clean that up. So as long as you keep plenty of oil on it, break in, which I'm using this Clevite bearing guard to do all my assembly with. So I'll continue on, get all these done, and then I'll do a quick video right after this of how easy it is to put the rings on. So I'll be back in just a second. Okay, I got all the pistons, the rods, wrist pins, the spring, I guess clips, I guess you call them, spring clips. They're all in. They're all facing the same way as far as the part number lined up with. I mean, they're all the same, whether it's one way or the other. I got them all the same, clocked. Now I'm going to do the rings, and I'll be real quick about this. I won't show doing every one of them, but they come in usually bags. There's number 3s, which is then the wide ring on the pistons, because this is your oil seal. And you get two really thin ones, and then one that's like it's a spring. It's your oil, I guess, keeping the oil in. And you can see it's real wide, made for that. But you put one of these on both sides of it when it's in there, so will end up looking like this. And you put that in first. I mean, you don't want to try to feed it over and come up the bottom. So usually you wrap it around. You take and you start it like this, doing it one-handed, and then kind of warp it around there and get the first one in, second one in, and you start from the bottom, work your way up, and then you go to 2, which is of course a lot thicker. It's pretty thick to go in there. And then number 3, oh, actually here's number 1. So number 2, and then this is number 3, which it fits in the 3rd. Well, it doesn't look like it's fitting very well. Huh. I have to look and see what the groove is on that. Maybe I have the wrong rings. Didn't think so. Anyway, I'll have to check that out and see. I thought I already tried them on here to see that they fit okay, but boy, it doesn't look like it, unless it's thinner and that they're tapered. Yeah, I think they're tapered, that's why. On the inside it's thinner. Okay, well, if it continues on and I'm done right after this with these sealed power rings, then you'll know that they all went on fine. And if not, I'll be waiting to get another box with different rings for it, but pretty sure I've already tried one on there. At any rate, I'll be right back probably with them done, and I'll move on to getting them in the engine or doing the cam next.